All right, time to get over to the kitchen and check in for the first time with ABC7 Culinary Director Judi Gallagher. Judi?
You know, this time of year, even in Florida, it's cool enough to enjoy some great soups and stews. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a somewhat spicy Thai chicken soup with soba noodles. Soba noodles are great because they're made out of buckwheat, so a lot of people that are on diet restrictions can still have the buckwheat noodles. But if you want to avoid them completely, I'm even going to show you where to get spiralized sweet potato noodles to put inside. We're going to sear up some bone-in chicken breasts, pull them off the bone, because bone-in is going to add a lot more flavor. Use some coconut milk, lots of different seasonings, and this soup gets better with time, so make it the day before. To prep, I recommend the day before you do a lot of your prep, because it is a lot of chopping, but then you'll have it all ready to pull out, and you can whip it up within an hour. I'll be back in a few minutes to get started cooking.
Back to the kitchen now and check in again with Judi Gallagher. Judi?
Okay, time to get out your Dutch oven. And it's, you know, people that aren't too sure about cooking, it sounds odd. A Dutch oven sounds like it should be a particular oven. It's really almost like a cast iron casserole pan that can go right on the burners. These are great for making stews, beef bourguignon, and hearty soups like this. Now, what I did was I bought bone-in chicken breasts, and then I had them pull the skin off. So I seasoned them with salt and pepper, and I seared them in the pot in some coconut oil and vegetable oil, just a little bit. Once it cools, then you can pull it off the bone. Another thing you can do, if you have roast chicken, your leftovers are going to be perfect for this. Just remember, you never want skin in the pot when you're cooking soup because it's going to add a lot of fat, but the bones are why the meat is so flavorful, so keep that in. So I'm going to show you how the onions, the red onion, starts to get a little bit translucent. And just for the sake of time, normally I'll do that for about 4 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add chopped fresh garlic and fresh ginger. And those are the aromatics that are really going to bring this to a good level, okay? Now, right at this time, while these are simmering, you can go ahead and boil up your buckwheat noodles. They take about 4 minutes. Super easy again, so that part will be ready to go in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the red curry paste. You can get this almost anywhere, nice varieties of the paste over at the Fresh Market. So since my spoon's a little bigger, just turn it around and we can get what you want basically are 3 tablespoons. Now, you want it a little more spicy, go spicy, but if you want it just to have a little kick, but mellow enough that even kids will eat it, then I say the 3 tablespoons is really going to be just fine. So I'm scraping the bottom, as you can see, as we go, right? So that's to get all that great freshness. We're going to take our chicken stock now and add that to the pot. And again, remember, the onions would have sauteed just about 3 more minutes if we had the time, but still, this is just going to come out great. So about 6 cups of chicken stock, and when you come back, we are going to really make magic in this pot.
Let's get back to the kitchen again and check in on lunch with ABC7 Culinary Director Judi Gallagher.
Onions are sauteed with the fresh ginger and the garlic. Then we added the red curry paste, about 3 tablespoons or so, and organic chicken stock. Now I'm going to take that chicken that I seared myself, but I did mention, I took it off the bone. I did mention you can use a roast chicken that you buy at the store, no problem if you prefer, or if you have leftover chicken, that's great too. So you're going to bring that up to temperature, let that temperature start to heat it up. The next thing we're going to add a couple carrots, and I like to add spinach or kale. Anytime I can get some green leafy vegetables in the soup, that I'm going to really go for it. So we're going to do some green leafy kale. Last batch, I think I used some spinach too. Now, even though we have the soba noodles, you can still go ahead if you want to have both. I'm going to stick in some sweet potato spirals. You can make them at home with your Veggetti or the spiralizer, but it's a nice option if you don't want to use the noodles. What I love, like I said, are the buckwheat noodles, because so many people that have restricted diets can still have the buckwheat noodles. So let's just stir that in there and let it all simmer. Then we're going to add sliced red peppers, julienne, so those are the thin strips. And I can see as the pot is filling up that we're going to need some more chicken stock. Not a problem. Since I started with 6 cups, to add another 2 cups is going to be fine, even more. So you just kind of gauge as you go, but by adding more chicken stock after we simmer this for half an hour, we have to gauge whether we need a little more red chili paste. Now, to save time, what I did was I already blended this. Normally what you'll do is you'll take your can of coconut milk and you'll put it in the blender, and then you'll take about 2 cups worth of the broth. Okay, if you get some noodles and chicken and veggies in it, and blend that. And when you do, it comes out this beautiful color. This becomes a slight thickening agent. See how thick it came out? Now you could blend the entire soup, but it's just not necessary, because I think this makes for the most wonderful, it's almost like a stew, you know, it's so hearty. So then, in the last few minutes, we're gonna add some julienne snow peas, and when we come back to taste, let's put in some bright lime and some scallions, and we have a spicy, warm supper ready to go all in one bowl. So here we have it, a steaming bright bowl of Thai soup, Thai chicken soup with the soba noodles. I put in a little garnish of some fresh cilantro and chopped scallions, use the white ends of them, and then a squeeze of lime or 2. I'm gonna do 2 because I really like that tangy citrus that hangs over. You can even leave the lime right in the bowl. But this is all you need because you have the soba noodles and the vegetables. It makes for such a rich dish. Serve it with some chopsticks and an Asian spoon, and you're gonna really enjoy it. You can log on to mysuncoast.com, click on recipes, and you'll be able to get this recipe, the video, and so many more things. We're even putting up some of my recipes on Pinterest, so you can follow along in so many different ways. So while I enjoy a hot bowl of soup, I'm gonna pass it back to you guys and save some so you can have a warm bowl yourselves.